Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. I want to thank our partners as well, Plaza Cadillac and Plaza Lincoln, for coming on board. Today we're talking with South Lake High football. We got Brad Lord on with us, as well as the quarterback, Trey Kelly. Thanks for coming on to the program, guys.
Thanks for having us, Kyle.
Yeah, looking forward to a great season out of South Lake High. You guys are coming off of a 2024 season, which you guys went 7-4, made it back to the FHSAA playoffs last year, which is fantastic considering just a couple of years ago you guys were 0-10. You come in, Coach Lord, you turn the program around, and now headed into 2025, you're looking as one of the top teams in Lake County. Tell us what the offseason's been like for this squad.
Well, the players bought into our vision, and they turned it around. This gentleman next to me, Trey Kelly, has started every game since I've been the head coach at South Lake. Came in as a freshman and threw him to the dogs right away. And we work. We start when the season ends, hopefully later in December this year. We'll go to work, and we'll go, 4 days a week. 40 to 60 kids working out daily, and they know if they're going to play at South Lake that they're going to have to work.
You've done an incredible job at getting this South Lake program back on track. And Trey, you came in as a freshman. The team had just finished up an 0-10 season. What changes were made, and what have you seen in the program to have allowed it to grow to this level? Because you're coming into 2025 as one of the top teams in the area.
Yes, sir. I think just a lot of leadership from our head coach and bringing in an amazing coaching staff, a lot of coaches, every position group, and then players on our team, coming up and leading. There's still work we have to do, but just players believing in changing the culture, believing in the program.
And you're coming off of a fantastic year. I want to go over some of your numbers last year. 160 attempts, 79 completions for 1,258 yards passing, 13 touchdowns total last year. You had a bunch of running touchdowns last year as well, Coach. He comes into 2025 as a junior this year, upperclassman. What can we look forward to from out of this guy this season?
What I love about Trey, besides the individual stats that he puts up, he's a team guy. So we're working on I'm a guy who likes to be 2nd and 2 on second down or 2nd and 4, And we talked about game management and, managing all aspects of the game, which our coaching staff's done a great job. Trey's done a great job. We're looking to, be a little faster than we were last year, get our athletes the ball a little more than we have in the past. I'm still a power running guy. I love power controlling that clock. But we pay attention to detail, and we just don't let things fly by. If something little isn't doing it properly, we will fix it immediately because little things affect the big picture.
What I love, too, about the power formations that you run is that running the football, if you have a big offensive line, if you guys know what you're doing up front, you can win games that way, holding on and beating the clock as well, holding on all the time. That's a great way that you guys go about things, I think, Coach.
Yeah, we do, and we are going to be balanced. We need to up our passing game, even to a higher extent. We got some fantastic receivers. We got great receiving coaches. So, I've been hard on Trey for 2 years. He got a dose of Coach Lord for 2 years, and, he's matured, and now it's ready for him to take the reins where, I'm not on him all the time, and I'm trusting my guy and our coaching staff to bring us to where we need to be.
Trey, when did you start playing football? When did you get into football and you've developed into one of the top quarterbacks in the area?
I started playing, flag football when I was 5, 6, and then I played South Lake Pop Warner all the way up to 14U, and then went straight into freshman year, started every game, then sophomore year, and here we are now.
How'd you get into the quarterback position, too? Because I guess you were a running back for a while and then kind of started to learn the quarterback position.
Yeah, I was a running back when I was young, like 7 or 8.
A nasty safety, too, Kyle.
I played safety a little bit. And then I don't really know what it was, but I just started quarterback training and then just fell in love with it, and yeah.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned, on the roster? And you started varsity right away. A lot of guys don't get thrown right into varsity right away. As a freshman, you started on the varsity squad. What's the biggest thing you've learned the last couple of years?
That I think just because you're younger, some people might not think you can lead or you can say things to people, but you can. And I think people not look up to you, but acknowledge you more as a younger guy trying to, help out the older guys, lead the older guys, and become a part of the team.
So you're coming into your junior year. You're now an upperclassman. How does that feel?
Feels no different. I'm just leading by example. Just doing the same things I've been doing since freshman year.
What's some of the best advice that somebody's given you?
Be like a servant leader, do the right things, be somebody that, people can look up to and I need to lead like him, don't just tell people what to do, but yeah.
That's important. He brings up a good point about being a student leader, not only a student leader, but servicing the community as well. And I think you do a really good job of that in Groveland.
Well, it's one of the necessities to be a winning football team, right? Out in the community, out in the school campus. Today, actually, after we leave here, we're going back to do a photo shoot on our guys, being beacons of light on our campus. And we want to be the ones that everyone says, wow, look at this team. We're going to have our issues, but we want our issues to be minor compared to what we do as a unit.
What has been the biggest transition for you in terms of going from Foundation Academy coming into South Lake? It just seems like under your leadership, South Lake has just taken off, not just on the football field, but I see these guys, the GPAs are coming up. You've done a great job with just with the guys in general in school.
Well, my first head job was at Foundation, and I was there for 16 years, so you learn a lot, right? And my first years coaching in high school, I got to coach under Bob Head, and I learned a lot there for 2 years that helped me at Foundation. Well, looking back, you got different demographics, right? Winter Garden and Groveland, you have different schools, private school, public school, but kids are kids, right? Kids crave boundaries, kids crave discipline. I believe that I was blessed, so blessed with the coaching staff that we have at South Lake that put in the time. I got a fantastic coaching staff that are doing it for, coaches in Florida, as you've seen over the last 4 weeks, are leaving because of either pay or because they're transferring from school to school. What I love about South Lake, we're homegrown.
Yeah.
Our kids, I think we got 4 transfers in this year. That's it. I got more of that at a small 2A school. We're homegrown. We have our kids that we have trained over the years. We got, we started 15, probably 10 to 15 freshmen and sophomores our first year, and it's paying dividends. They were behind in the weight room. Our kids totally at all schools were behind because they were locked in their houses for 2 years. So we had to teach social skills. We had to teach, how to act in the classroom. And so it was a big teaching stage for our coaching staff. So when we had coaches meetings, it wasn't just about X's and O's. It was about how do we get little Johnny out of his cocoon, or how are we going to teach little Joe how to speak to the teacher properly. And we believe that we take that seriously, and we're servants, and we cherish the opportunity to help grow these young men.
Very well said, Coach. We're going to take a quick break here on the Sports Zone. When we come back, we'll have more with Salt Lake football next.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sports Hub. We're talking with South Lake football. We got Brad Lord on with us, along with Trey Kelly. I wanted to ask you, Trey, you're coming into 2025. You're coming off of a great season, 1,258 passing yards, a bunch of running yards, 13 touchdowns. What are you most looking forward to in 2025?
How our offense is going to advance. What else can we do? More passing, more running. A lot of RPOs, just how our offense is going to advance.
I know you like to run the football, and you're a fast kid. You're a big kid, too. You've got a great offensive line coming back. Most of your offensive line is actually coming back. You got guys like Dylan Princell, Blayton Rush is coming back, Andrew Carter, and then Landon Coding, your center, is coming back as well. Talk a little bit about what that's like, having a lot of your offensive linemen coming back, opening holes and gaps up for your guys.
Over the last year, we've built a lot of chemistry. So, it's a big deal that they're all coming back, all familiar faces, and it's a big part of our team.
That's a big part of the team, coach, is when you're able to bring big guys like that back, because they're the unsung heroes. The guys in the trenches are the ones, because I was an offensive lineman myself. They're the ones that open the holes up for these guys to get through.
We got a new offensive line coach, Corey Demings, who comes from Orange County, from my old school. Mm-hmm. He was there after I was there. Fantastic line coach, tons of experience. We expect, we have Carl Womack and we have Connor Carson. We have 3 coaches working the offensive line. We got some guys coming back, like you said. They've hit it hard in the weight room. Trey knows my favorite people on the team are the linemen. I take care of the linemen, mm-hmm. Okay? And they get to get doubles on their food and stuff. And if we're physical and stay healthy on both sides of the ball, I'll put our offensive and defensive lines against anyone in Central Florida. We got to stay healthy, and that's a key in high school football. Got to take care of our bodies, nutrition. These kids with these games, it's the biggest thing I'm fighting as a head coach mm-hmm. right now, is keeping these kids from gaming till after midnight. I want them in bed at 10:30. You want the perfect thing. Because these athletes need their rest and their nutrition.
Yeah, sleep is so important. What do you like to do as far as your regimen goes? As far as you're looking really good coming into the 2025 season. We've seen some of your film. If you haven't seen some of his film, go on to Huddle. Look up Trey Kelly. He's got some awesome footage out there. But what do you like to do?
I like to fish. Just
keep it loose.
Yeah, just
he hunts.
Yeah. I do a little bit of jiu-jitsu.
But and he lifts and he does jiu-jitsu, so that's a pretty cool. I got a tough quarterback.
How'd you get into jiu-jitsu?
My dad, he's done it for a long time, and I've just always kind of done it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We've had actually a couple of jiu-jitsu guys on this program, so it's always fun to see that as well. You're coming in with a great receiver to throw to this year too, Kedrick Powell. He was actually in our magazine. He's coming off a year 420 yards receiving last year, and got a bunch of offers from some schools around the United States. Talk a little bit about Kedrick Powell.
Kedrick has probably the best ball skills I've ever seen out of a receiver. And, this kid, Danny Stutzman, that I coached at my previous school, he just got drafted by the Saints. Mm-hmm. He was a pretty good receiver, too, as well. But Kedrick has ball skills that Stutzman's a linebacker, but he was a great receiver in high school. Powell has outstanding ball skills. Can go up for the ball, has a great vertical, has great hands, very explosive after he catches the ball. Runs pretty crisp routes, and Trey and him have had a pretty good, chemistry together. Mm-hmm. Especially last year when we threw a lot of stuff, off play action too.
Yeah, and you guys not only do you have a great offensive, you've got a special weapon on special teams. This young man, Chris McKenna, he's kicking 60 yards out.
Oh, he's got one of the strongest legs in Florida. There's no doubt about it, and he was self-taught. he's finally getting some training from kicking coaches. You know what's great about Chris? That he plays safety on our kickoff team. Meaning I don't have to have a defensive guy worried. He stays back and he'll make all the tackles. He's tough. You know, he's 6'4", 225 pounds, and just big leg. I think I saw on Twitter he hit a 62-yarder the other day. He is a huge weapon for us.
Yeah, that's really cool coming into, and that kind of changes the dynamic for you as well, being the fact that you always want to get the first downs, everything, but having a guy that can kick from 50 yards out, that kind of changes your dynamic, doesn't it, Trey?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, having Chris is a big deal, you know. Don't force the interception on third down. I mean, we can kick a field goal, it's a big deal.
So coming into 2025, too, you have a very difficult schedule this year. A lot of great teams on the schedule. You start off with Nature Coast, and then you've got Tavares week 2, which is going to be a fantastic matchup. You got the Villages early in the schedule, Davenport, and then later on in the schedule, you got Leesburg, Eastridge, and a bunch of other schools that you have scheduled. Mount Dora on the schedule as well this year. Talk a little bit about how you put the schedule together this year.
If we want to be the best, we got to play the best, and it's last year's schedule, so we had it last year too. But I'm excited that these teams are doing so well, because it's just going to make us better. You know, our goal every year: district, region, Final Four. Those 3 spots. We got to go one game at a time. I mean, we're preparing our kickoff classic is going to be brutal. We're playing Lake Nona at Lake Nona, and they're loaded. So if we want to be the best, and we talk about being the best, and we're going to train to be the best, then we have to play the best. And that's always been my theory as a head coach.
I love how the school is believing as well, because for a while there, the school was kind of down on the football program. But then, you know, you've got great pep rallies that you have at the school, and the kids are excited coming into the year. It's really an exciting time. You're coming off of the first district championship in 20 years at South Lake High School. I think the last one happened in 2000. Maybe 24 years. That is a huge thing to have in Groveland, to see the football program back to where it used to be in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's taken a lot. You know, they've always had talent there. Our school administration has been awesome at working with us. South Lake's a great place to be. I mean, I get excited to go to school every day, and I get to open the library and do some library work. But going back to it, it's a positive place. I see kids with smiles. I see bouncing the step around campus, and I see that in the classroom. And, you know, I have some assistant coaches who work as teachers' assistants, and we go around and we want our kids sitting in the front row of every class and you know, learning. Because right now, with the way college recruiting is, you don't have a 3.3 or higher, you're done. I mean, these colleges don't have to take chances on high school kids unless they're Derrick Henry or you know, some of these freaks that have played, Javon Kirsch, things like that. They're not giving just scholarships away like they used to. These high school kids are gonna have to earn it, and they're gonna have to earn it on the field, in the classroom, on their social media. They're gonna have to be outstanding people and players.
What's the biggest thing that football's taught you, Trey?
Leadership. I mean, back to what we said earlier, evolving as a leader. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, you know, coming in as a freshman and leading your team and believing in a program that was 0-10, 2-8, and then this year 7-4. So I think it's just taught me to keep faith and just keep leading.
And you personally, like coming in as a freshman, and you've got the older guys that you're kind of barking orders toward because you're a quarterback, but you had that experience to lead guys that were upperclassmen. Now that you're a junior, you're kind of falling into that role. And coming into 2025, certainly one of the top quarterbacks in Lake County. Tell us a little bit about your offseason, some of the camps that you've been going to.
Well, we just got done with a bus trip, went to Clemson, South Carolina, Furman, Anderson, Citadel. We got a lot of great exposure there, talked to a lot of coaches, and we're just going to keep going with summer workouts. We just finished our last 7-on-7 at the Villages. A lot of young guys played. We had 11 starters out. So, I mean, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, got a lot of reps, and I mean, we've been getting reps, and we're gonna get ready to go.
You were looking really good out there too. You made a couple of nice throws. I saw on your Twitter X page that you were making some nice throws in that tournament. Eustis actually finished, I believe, in the quarterfinals of that tournament. So you got a couple of Lake County schools that did really good, and it's great to see Lake County as a whole doing really good, because Mount Dora, they're as a program have returned. Luke Hutchinson has done a really good job with that program. And I mean, even Umatilla and Tavares, what you're seeing in Lake County, I think, is fantastic, Coach.
I think they love football in Lake County. I think they always have.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. I went into the Publix at Stony Brook West in Winter Garden every day and got salads. They didn't know who I was. When I went into the Publix to pick up a sandwich one day, the manager came up to me, "Hey, Coach Lord, having a great season," and pumped up. And the community loves football. There's no ifs and buts about it. South Lake's a special place on Friday nights. We've amped up. We've painted the stadium. We have some other things that we're trying to fundraise to do better. But it's a great place. Our kids go without. I mean, they don't go without. They have great helmets. We've got great equipment for them, and
you got a cool logo.
We do have a good logo, and we're excited about it. We love football. I mean, I love football. I wouldn't be doing this at 64 years old.
Yeah, and you're still doing it. What brings you back every year?
Kids. No, not if that's. It's the kids. It's the kids watching the kids grow. Mentally, spiritually, academically, athletically, and I like competing. And I like competing with the kids, and they'll tell you that. But we're building a special place there, and the groundwork's been placed, and now it's for us to really take off on the groundwork that was placed.
What's the support of the community feel like for you guys? Because you guys pack the stands every Friday night. It's a really good atmosphere down in Groveland. What does it mean to represent your hometown team now that you're the lead quarterback? You're the guy.
It means a lot. It wasn't like that my freshman year. It was a lot of negativity around the school, but our community is bought in. Football team is bought in, and I mean, everybody loves everybody now. Our school's a better place with us winning and believing in our football team.
He says as a school is a better place too. I think that's a really good statement that he made, because it's fun when you're winning, but it's great when you have a coaching staff, when you have a principal, when you have just a great group of academic just teachers that believe in the program. And I think South Lake has really done a great job, Coach.
They're awesome. They're all coaches. I mean, they coach every day. I've never, I've been at, 2 schools in my life. This is my third. By far, unbelievably run, especially with so many kids. These teachers, these assistant principals, Mr. Benson, the lead principal, the athletic directors. I mean, look, athletic directors don't get paid a ton of money, right? Here, they don't, and they do a ton of work too. Travis Aldering, I could go on and on. From our maintenance crew, anything I need, Coach, what do you need? Anything we're not doing right? I mean, what can we do better? So we're always looking at South Lake. I believe I'm speak for the school when we're always looking to get better at everything we do. And as a football team, we need to do that. I told these guys, we got these district championship hoodies. I told them after January I wasn't wearing mine, and because it's a new year and it's ready to go. So, it's nice. I'll wear it again when I retire, and it's time to move on and write another chapter in this book, which is a great chapter.
And it's a great chapter and an exciting chapter. Even the defense, you got Jesse Barker Jr. coming off of a huge season, 76 tackles, 16 tackles for a loss this guy made last year. I mean, that's massive when you think about getting into the backfield and making things happen, Coach.
Yeah, I just got an offer from West Florida. Outstanding young man, can play everything, has a can-do attitude. Coach, what do you need? Jesse, I need a center this week. I'll play center, Coach. Just an animal. On the defensive line, he can play anywhere. Pleasure to coach. We got Rome Bam Bam McKinnon back. Bam Bam had a great sophomore year for us. Excellent tackle, nickel. Joseph Robinson at the defensive backfield. Tyson Williams, a tackling machine for us. Malik Holman, our running back. People need to know he plays defense too. Robinson and McKinnon both play offense, so we got a bunch of two-way players. Excited about Christian Taylor getting an offer to Kaiser. He's one of our offensive tackles that Trey has. You look at what we have, we got to stay healthy, and we will stay humble. I'll make sure of that. They'll be humble, I promise you. So we're excited defensively too. We got, I believe, 9 out of 11 starters back on the defensive side of the ball. And someone will step up. And Marcel Walker is going to be hard to replace. He bursts, but we got some guys we got some incoming freshmen that also are going to help our football team right now.
That's why high school football is always the rotating carousel. Every year you got to replace guys. It's always an interesting year when you have to replace guys at the start of the year that you missed last year. But looking forward to a great year. I mean, most of the guys are coming back that you had last year, so that's going to be make it 2025, I think, a little bit easier in a way.
Heavy lays the crown, right? Everyone in the district's going to be coming after us. Forrest, they have, Coach Brantley. I knew him when he was at Trinity Catholic. He's going to have a good team. Horizon's going to have a good team. Mineola, I know the coach. He's going to have them ready. And Davenport's got a new coaching staff. So heavy lays the crown. We're going to have to work. And anyone who doesn't think we have to work, they'll be a team manager or something.
Absolutely. We're going to take one final break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll have hang on, let me do that outro one more time. We're going to take one final break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we'll wrap up with Salt Lake football.
You pay what we pay during the Lincoln Employee Pricing Event. Save up to $7,000 on select Corsair and Aviator models, up to $9,000 on 24 Nautilus, or up to $20,000 on remaining 24 Navigators. While supplies last, also enjoy special financing on 24 Corsair Hybrid. Plaza Lincoln is proud to be your local dealer for over 50 years, because our drive to be the best starts with you. Highway 441 across from the Leesburg Airport.
Hey guys, we are back here on the Sports Hub podcast with South Lake High football. Trey, I got to ask you, there's a lot of great games coming up this season. You got a great schedule. Is there anyone you have circled on your calendar?
Not really, just going one game at a time, but just the games that got circled are in the playoffs.
What defines a successful year for you this season?
A deep run in the playoffs, that's all that matters.
Would you agree with that, Coach?
100%. That's our goal. That's been our team goal since we started back on workouts, and we started in December, back working out after they had like 8 days off, and then we started back working out. So this team's goal is to go deep and win every game we can. So.
And you've got a lot of chances to do that with your schedule coming up this year, and you're getting back to it not too many weeks away. You're going to be in pads, which is really exciting. Doesn't that get you fired up for the season when you get your pads on?
Well, it gets them fired up. I've been through it so many years that what is the hardest time to coach? I'm going to probably tell you it's the summer. Kids are out of school. Our kids have bought in. I mean, we've had 50 to 60 kids at every workout, and we had 48 kids go on that bus trip for 7 days. And, everyone thinks it's going to be fun right away. Ask them how they feel on day 7.
How'd you feel on that trip? Like, what was it like?
It was very tiring. It's a lot of work going to all those camps, traveling.
But they learn from college coaches. They pick up stuff. They get exposure. And it's about the work. Mm-hmm. When I look at this stuff on a week like that, I look at who's got to pull themselves out. I look at that.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have much of that. We did have a couple of muscle strains, but other than that, we're looking at going deep into the playoffs. We do have a really tough schedule, which is only going to benefit us in max preps with the way the point system goes. So not playing a lackey or a team that's, I don't like to say that word, but a team that's struggling, I think it's a good thing for us.
We saw South Sumter play a really tough schedule last year. I don't mean to bring them up, but South Sumter ended up going 4-6. They missed the playoffs despite a strong schedule. What do you think of the FHSAA's structure currently as far as the playoff structure goes, Coach?
So it's okay, but I would love to know the formula exact. Mm-hmm. No one knows what is exact. And if they tell you they do, they're look at some of the ways some of the teams last year got left out. South Sumter did. They played one heck of a schedule. They had a great team too last year.
Yeah, five guys went D1.
Yeah, but points are points, wins are wins. I need to know. I think if you talk to every coach in the Florida, we would like to know what the exact algorithm is. Mm-hmm. And we don't have that. It's something that we need to have produced, because you're looking at some teams out by like 1/10 of a point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why playing a competitive schedule and making sure that you have good teams on your schedule, to me, is very important.
Yeah, I also think of the Villages Astronaut situation last year.
Correct.
Where Astronaut ended up winning. They finished second, but the Villages got in. So I'm not sure kind of how that transpires and how that works. I think you bring up a good point.
When it first came out years ago at my past school, we were 7-3 and beat and we were 2A team that beat a bunch of 5A teams that year. Mm-hmm. That were pretty good, that were 500, and we didn't get in. So the algorithm, I think every coach in the world would love to know exactly what the algorithm is.
I think you bring up a really good point there, and that we're so much to look forward to in 2025. You guys have a lot to look forward to, Trey. We can't wait to see you ball out this season. Wish you the best of luck in 2025, and you're going to hit the ground running here in a couple of weeks.
Sir, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach.
Thanks for having us, Kyle.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. Can't wait to see you guys in 2025 and see what you guys bring to the table. You're going for back-to-back district championships and potentially more as well. All right, that's going to wrap things up on this edition of the Sports Hub. I want to thank our partners, Plaza Cadillac, Plaza Lincoln, and UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.